Morning, everybody. It's Miss Ruth and my friend Sarah. Hi there. We're so glad to have you back. This is our last Sunday school session in the month of June, so that means holidays, right? Holidays. So we're looking forward to having some fun times, going to the beach and going to cottages and whatever we might think about doing in our garden and all those kinds of great things. So we're starting to, warm up to the idea of summer. So we have one more story on Paul, and there's so many stories on Paul. So this one comes from the book of Galatians, and I'm going to show you on the map where Galatia is. It's near the Dead Sea area, not far from Jerusalem. So this is our final story today, and it has to do with courage. It has to do with a young boy's courage who's related to Paul, so we're going to tell you that. But we need to have courage every day. No one ever knows what we're going to be facing in a day. And we always need to be out there for each other and to give each other courage and know that God is with us. So our song today is In a Very Big Way. I thought that was perfect for today. Here we go.
Na 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 na, hidey hidey hey, God loves you in a very big way. Na 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 na, hidey hidey hey, God loves you in a very big way. When you're afraid, God loves you hidey hey. When you're sad, in a very big way. When you need help, hidey hidey hey, God help you in a very big way. Na 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 na, hidey hidey hey, God loves you in a very big way. Na 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 na, hidey hidey hey, God loves you in a very big way. God loves you in a very big way.
Okay, super job. We're going to look at our poster right now, and it's got friends of Jesus, friends of Paul that are telling the stories of Jesus and helping others. You can see a man over there that's got a container out for, getting some money, some coins, something to help him with food. And the churches are always helping people with food and the need of clothing and shelter. There's all kinds of places in Hamilton and Toronto, and we do see people with their hands out and in a poor way that they need help all the time. So I wanted to take you back to the map to start with. I'll get that up here. So I wanted you to see where Galatia would be, and Galatia would be near Jerusalem. So if I can find over here where that is. Oh, it's way down here. Here we go. All right, so he was all over this area, and here I am looking in that area. But Jerusalem is down here. Here's the Dead Sea area that I was looking for, and Galatia is up in here. So Paul was this time, once again, in jail, and this time in Galatia. And he's telling the people what's going on in faith and in the stories of Jesus. So he was taken again as prisoner, and it was in a fortress area this time in Galatia. And there were a bunch of people who were conspiring against Paul, and they actually wanted to get rid of him because he'd been doing all this missionary work for about 15 years now. And so there were 40 people who were conspiring against him. So here he is. He was in jail, and there's all these people who are very, very angry, and they are deciding that they're not going to stop at anything until they actually kill Paul. Of course, Paul doesn't hear about this, but there is a young man that hears this. This young man would be a teenager, and he was a nephew to Paul, so Paul was his uncle, Uncle Paul. And he heard this, these 40 men making this theory, this idea that they were going to kill Paul. So he then went to the head person there, the commander, and so he talked to this man, and so this man's thinking about what he should do about this. Actually, he did tell his uncle first, and Paul did say, go to the commander. So he went to the commander, and the commander decided he would ask the governor for some advice on it. But meanwhile, he got together the soldiers and the people on horses, and here's the numbers that he got together. So I just thought I'd put it forward to you. So the nephew went to the commander went to the governor. He got 200 soldiers, 70 men on horses, and 200 men with spears. And he got all these people quietly together because he told the commander did tell the nephew, don't tell anyone else this plan. So this plan was hatched by the commander, and the governor knew about it. And so that night, in the middle of the night, this whole big army of men, 470 people, left this compound, this fortress, and on horseback here, you can see Paul. So Paul was carried away safely away from that area. So those 40 men never did find him. And he actually was taken care of at the governor's mansion and given safety there and given more opportunity to tell the stories of Jesus. So this is our verse for today from Galatians chapter 6, verse 10, do good to all people. And that's what we try to carry on today in our lives, is doing good to all people. Okay, we're going to go over to our activity table on this side. And I thought since it had been a parade that we needed to make a parade today. So I went into the toys and I found something that could be like the entrance or exit of the of the fortress, first of all, and maybe a road or walls that would be around that fortress. And then we can get all kinds of people. So I've got all kinds of people here that are going to be in a parade, and they're going to be hiding Paul in their midst so that you won't even know which one he is. So we're all just heading out of the fortress, 470. Now I don't have 470 people here, but I have all kinds of characters I'm adding to it, so we can use all the different characters you've got. And they wouldn't just be single file. There would be, as you saw in the picture, there would be, 2 or 3 people so that Paul would be well camouflaged on his way out of the fortress and into the safety of the governor's mansion. So I thought it'd be fun if you got all your characters together and made a parade yourself, and you can retell this story of bravery of the nephew going up to the commander, and so that Paul was safely led out of that area, and those 40 men were left empty-handed with their evil plan. So I did go back into Galatians to see the chapter 6, and I think the verse 10 is the one that we are talking about today, and it says, as we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men. Let us do good to everyone. Okay. And then I went back to my little prayer book that I was given when I was in Sunday school, Prayers for Boys and Girls, and I'm going to end our season with this one because it touches on so many ideas and areas. So Father, we thank Thee for flowers that bloom about our feet. Father, we thank Thee for tender grass so fresh and sweet. Father, we thank Thee for song of bird and hum of bee, for all things fair we hear or see. Father in heaven, we thank Thee. For blue of stream and blue of sky, Father, we thank Thee. For pleasant shade of branches high, Father, we thank Thee. For fragrant air and cooling breeze, for beauty of the blooming trees, Father in heaven, we thank Thee. For this new morning with its light, Father, we thank Thee. For rest and shelter of the night, Father, we thank Thee. For health and food, for love and friends, for everything Thy goodness sends, Father in heaven, we thank Thee. So that's by famous poet Ralph Waldo Emerson. I'll leave you with that thought for the summer, and I'll see you in September back here at St. James in Waterdown. Bye for now, and have a great summer.